Hello. This is just week, one of the weeks. It's definitely a week. I'm sick, pretty sick, but that doesn't mean I'm gonna lay in bed and do nothing. So, um, yeah, that's it. That's the intro. So actually this week I switched niches so I was doing freelancing at the start. And the reason I switched niches and the niche I switched to is because when I was doing outreach to get interviews for freelancers and also doing the niche immersion research, which is part of the course, I figured out that some of the um like boxes that were supposed to be ticked for a grade A niche weren't actually ticked, and it was kind of just um I had a bias towards it, like my paradigm, my subjective worldview saw that it was a good niche, but it was kind of shit because one, freelancers, they're kind of hard to contact unless you're reaching out for a specific job. They don't really want anything else. I'm assuming because they're so like busy with clients. I was super busy with clients. I didn't want to deal with anybody else. That's most business owners, but there's probably, again, a belief system that I should get rid of. More on that later in the video. So, lack of contact. I didn't do much outreach. I outreached like to 6 people, and none of them replied. I probably could have done a bit more, but there was also another thing which is even bigger than hard to contact, which is there was no competitors. Well, like little to no competitors I could see. I thought there was competition. I thought there was already consultants for the freelancing niche, and there is. But kind of, I guess it could have worked, and I probably should have stuck with it. And I think there was like Nick Sarav, I think, but then again, he's more into like the AI automation sort of dream, and he sells that. So I guess kind of, because then he also does Upwork at the same time. There's not really like freelance software devs specifically. Um, so yeah, that's I switched niche. Come to think of it, probably a bad decision, but at the time it felt like a good choice, and I still think it's a good choice. So I switched niche. What niche did I switch to? I switched to SaaS founders and SaaS companies. Now, this niche, the reason I kind of switched was because there's so much competition, so many consultants, people doing SEO, people doing organic growth, marketing for them, and just like solving specific problems for that. Even in the early stage, there's tons of courses out there on how to start SaaS and all that sort of stuff, with Starter Story being one of those competitors. Um, so yeah, the market's very alive. It's a growing industry, and I suspect that if I get good within this niche, then I mean it'll be great because tons of growth, and people are a lot easier to contact than I actually initially thought. I've been doing LinkedIn outreach, and so far I've done 2 interviews, kind of 3, but the first guy, I'll get into that. First guy, there was a huge language barrier. He spoke Hindi, sorry, and I couldn't really understand him, so I just said, "Look, I can't really understand you. This is gonna waste most of our time." So I didn't say that. I just said, let's jump off the call." Because if I can't understand him, I can't ask questions. If I can't ask questions, I don't understand. And also for him, like if I can't ask questions, he's not really being listened to. So I feel like that's a bit rude. So that was for the best. Other 2 interviews, they all went great. Very passionate about the things. And they were both hour-long interviews with them, both. So both SaaS founders. One was an educational app. The other one was more of a no-code, low-code builder. Solves the problem that Lovable and other no-code, low-code builders have. It was really interesting talking to them people, and yeah, so that was really good. I got a couple of interviews a lot quicker than I thought I would, and now I'm just continuing outreach, continuing to get interviews, and continuing to look into the niche. So that's why I switched niche, and that's the niche I switched to, SaaS builders, because more competition, easy to outreach, and just a healthier market altogether. Now, about the course content, the school community, Imperium Academy, course content is going insane actually. Just up to the mindset module. I just finished. What did I just finish? It was something about. So I identity ignition. Was it identity ignition the last one? I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking you. I'm just looking through my notes to see. I think it could be identity ignition. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of it was about belief systems and like what reality sort of is. So there's like two types of reality. There's the objective reality where things just are without observation. So like right now, there's a camera. Nothing about the camera, it just exists. Probably wouldn't even be called a camera in objective reality. It'd just be a hunk of plastic, or not even a hunk of plastic. It would literally be just something, like just an object. It's quite like hard to wrap your brain about when you watch a 3 hour video on it. It kind of sinks in. So, mindset module has been crazy. A lot about belief systems and more about like the subjective reality because that's important for business. And why subjective reality and belief systems are important for business is because if you see the world wrong, like wrong is in the part where it's like not conducive to your goal. So you can see the world through your paradigm, which is a collection of your beliefs, pretty much. And those beliefs are a collection of your experiences that you then rated or like gave weights to, and they form your belief systems. Um, Now I don't want to go too deep into it because the video could be a lot longer. And if you want to know more about it, just go check out the course, go check out Charlie's content. He is a lot more articulate than me and he will cover it a lot better. So pretty much the identity I have now, that's never going to be a millionaire because I have an identity and the specific identity at the moment is probably broke uni student, entrepreneur sort of identity where I have those set of beliefs that align with that identity and I'm not rich because I have this identity and this set of beliefs. Because if I did have the right identity and I did see the correct subjective reality, I would already be a millionaire. And clearly that's not the case because my account is currently, we don't want to talk about it, but yeah. So that's what's going on in the course. Mindset module is going to completely fix my life by changing my beliefs. So I'm assuming I've got to sacrifice a lot. At the moment, I feel like my identity is good, but I'm not, like I said, I'm not a millionaire, so clearly there's something wrong with my identity that's holding me back. And yeah, so I'm pretty happy with the progress I made. Switch niche, I've got a few interviews. I understand the industry a fair bit. I started SaaS at the start of last year, so I kind of have that background knowledge. If you go back to some of my previous videos that I unlisted and then made public, I also did that for all my other videos, all my old videos that I made. I just thought I'd do that because it kind of shows how long I've been trying to do this and gives you a bit more background, more videos out there. So, that's how the course is going. Interviews are fire. And that's all I really need to say. So also, there was a comment on the last video. Someone mentioned that it's not important to pick a niche so early on. So I just want to clarify. I'm going through Imperium Academy, which is a course, and all of the stuff I am doing is exactly what is in that course. I am not skipping anything. I am not taking shortcuts. I'm not like taking outside advice from other sources. It's purely just that course. I'm going through that one course. That's my only source of truth. That's the only thing I'm doing. I love to hear advice and stuff, but I'm gonna take it with a grain of salt at the moment, purely because I'm just gonna follow everything that Charlie says, and hopefully it'll help achieve my dream. So that's it. I'm sick, but I'm gonna go do some more outreach and watch the next video on the course, as well as do some niche immersion, some other stuff I've planned for the day. So if you made it this far, why? Why are you listening to me waffle? Do let me know where you are with your journey, and if you're trying to become a millionaire too. Love to hear this. So see ya.